King, you're gonna come down.
Neo San Francisco, 2064 AD. The world thrives on a constant flow of groundbreaking technology. Cybernetic augmentation and genetic modification allow the repair and enhancement of almost any part of a human body. Millions of people jack into virtual worlds every day to work, play, and connect with one another with advanced brain-to-machine technology. Easier access to genetic modification leaves hybrids walking the streets, looking less human every day. However, some can't keep up with the fast-paced changes around them. They say that ROMs, now commonplace thanks to parallax, are leading humans to a place where we can never come back, losing the survival skills that we have relied on for millennia. Relationship organizational managers are compiled with virtual intelligence and can seem human-like in their interactions. But despite the marketing hype, at their core, they are only brainless machines. Organizations, like the Human Revolution, seek to slow the relentless pace of progress, fearing that unchecked technology will make us lose the very things that make us human. High above the rising tension below, a parallax engineer has blurred the line even further. And with this, humanity's destiny will be altered forever.
Okay. A new cyberpunk adventure. Press button twice is good. Okay. Because clearly I didn't read that the first time. Home sweet home. Okay, maybe not so sweet. Musty might be a better descriptor. Look at the kitchen sink though. It's moving. The kitchen sink was moving. Look at the door. Well, at least you feel safe behind this newly installed security door. How do I move the... The landlord probably paid more for this door than anything else in the complex. Coffee. What's this? Oops. Book. Bed. Lappy. You don't know exactly what that ooze is, only that it seems to be growing day by day. Okay. The video screen on the front says mustard half full, spoiled milk 10 days past expired. Ew. GX Ultra Beats headphones. Yeah, let's look at those. The ultimate in budget audio. You better try them out so you can start crafting your review. The smart headphones are enjoying your voice in high definition. These are those GX Ultra Beats that you have to do a product review on. Oh, this is already my type of game. We doing product reviews. We must be like a YouTuber in the year 2064, I swear. They're smart headphones, so you should be able to use them with some things lying around your apartment. Obviously not the sink. Yeah, can't use it with that. Not that. No. Let's use them with the lappy. Why does it sound like dial-up? You have an article due tonight. Better finish it before bed. Let's go live. This is Lips Live, the premier online video network. This app is like a mesh of all active streams. So it's YouTube. This is the show's online newspaper called the Scanline OK Today. It's usually all about feel-good news, but it does focus on serious current events at times. Okay, I'm pushing it too hard. It isn't the fanciest program, but it's the only word editor that still gets updates for a machine as old as yours. Okay. What do you want me to test them on? Because I figured the laptop will work. Why give me the options? I can't open it. Oh, okay. I got it. The Ultra Beats sync automatically as you start to watch a live concert from Oakland. Yeah. I did try out the thing. Sync to Lappy automatically as you connect to one of the less pornographic feeds. Okay. Your best options are usually limited to video game streams, oat concert recordings, and live cams of baby animals. The choice is clear. The first part of work is done. You're so accomplished. Okay, so let's do this. Time to get work out of the way. Let's do this. Selling your soul bit by bit. Wait, I hope that wasn't it. Let's see the bills. What the bills look like. Holy crap. Your account is past due in the amount of 1,396.4 credits. Damn. Yes, that age-old choice between food or electricity. Weekly update. This is your weekly update from Vintage Tech, your #1 source for classic technology. Popular features this week: the King of Click, a retrospective on the classic model something keyboard. Looks like an N. Alright, well, why'd you give me the option? Whatever. Well. Other outlets like Augmented Eye tend to always focus on the news no one cares about, you know, facts. Alright, let's back out of this. Bed. Wait. What the hell is that?
Good, you're finally awake.
Just sitting there on my desk watching me, bro.
I'm honestly not sure why most humans still have such lengthy sleep cycles. It seems rather inconvenient. Are you significantly opposed to cybernetic augments?
What? How did you get into my appointment? There you go.
I came in through the door, of course.
Oh, I'm aware of that.
The cryptographic algorithms it uses are actually quite atrocious. It only took me 17 trillion clock cycles to break your entry code. It looks rather imposing, but it's actually a knockoff of the SecuGate M/14723-B. Don't feel too bad. I actually cheated a bit when I cross-referenced likely numeric combinations against the stored personal data on you. I'm not certain why you picked the birthday of your first dog, but it would be sufficiently obscure to defeat most casual attempts to enter. Frankly, I felt a little silly that I took the time to do all that once I noticed that the lock on your window is broken. And that you left it open. I know a lot of things. Honestly, it would have taken me longer if I had to enter the codes manually, but it was trivial to slice through the door's firewall and try against the stored data directly. I would suggest investing in an Insect Model 1355 automatic security door. The 1385 is newer, but I find the added attack vector introduced by the integrated voice commands isn't worth the convenience. The 1355 also has 300 5-star reviews on Congo.
Exactly. What are you doing here?
Oh, I hope you don't mind.
Yeah, I do.
While you were asleep, I had some spare time on my hands, so I reorganized your records and entertainment media using BISAC. Once that was done, I found the cleanliness of your living and workspace to be suboptimal conditions for the long-term performance of my micro-actuators, so I took the liberty of cleaning the place up a bit.
Okay, with the kitchen though.
As you awoke, I was attempting to interface and make performance adjustments to your personal computer, but I've run into a bit of a snag.
Snag?
Unfortunately, your motherboard seems to have had a critical failure while I was attempting to remove some particularly nasty malware. An electrical surge caused significant damage to several other components as well. I would consider it no great loss, though. Why were you using that dinosaur to begin with?
Why were you... Yeah, I don't have enough money for a new computer, number one.
Don't fret! I did manage to back up your data drive's contents on my storage before the crash.
Oh, alright.
Additionally, I am willing to serve as your personal computer until you can procure a replacement or provide the parts necessary for me to make the repairs. It is the least I can do.
You could do the dishes while you're at it, but I'm saying. You still haven't told me why you're here.
I'm sorry. I wasn't trying to engage you in any sort of subterfuge, but I tend to ramble on a bit when I'm nervous.
Why are you nervous?
I have all the necessary protocols, but I've never actually spoken to another person besides Hayden, until now.
Who the hell's Hayden?
Well, saying I know Hayden is putting it simply, but yes.
I haven't seen Hayden in over a year. Where is he?
I don't really know. That's why I'm here. Help me. You aren't quite my only hope, but you're certainly the most statistically supported.
Statistically supported? Alright, slow down. Just start from the beginning.
The beginning. Okay. Yes, I can do that. Earlier tonight, Hayden's apartment was assaulted by some persons unknown to me.
Go on.
He seemed frightened, terrified even, and instructed me to escape.
Go on.
I crawled out of a window, and after some deliberation, hurried here. I heard them breaking down the door as I left.
Go on. Why am I your best hope?
I ran an algorithm against every contact in Hayden's address book.
Go on.
Based on the combined deductions of personal profile, directness of connection to Hayden, occupational skill, and probable motive, you were the candidate most likely to both be able and willing to help me. And the one least likely to be suspected of doing so.
Okay. I've never looked for a missing person, but I could try. Why should I get involved? I haven't seen Haiti in forever.
I took into account that you might not want to help me out of the goodness of your heart, as they say.
Go on.
But considering your recent slump in published articles and the lack of liquid assets in your bank accounts, I figured you would jump at the chance to be first on the scene of the violent disappearance of a prominent parallax researcher right in the heart of Neo-SF. Am I wrong? Maybe you store your cash under that ratty mattress in the corner.
Whoa. Oh. Shots fired. Get out. Point. Was anyone out for Hayden? Why would they want Hayden? Why would they want him?
He is one of the top researchers at Parallax, but there's no way that alone would be enough to get him kidnapped. I suspect it has to do with me.
Go on. Who are you anyway? What do you have to do with it?
Ah, excuse me. I forgot to introduce myself. I've never had the pleasure of doing so before. I am Turing. I know this must sound quite unflattering, but I suppose you could describe me as one of Hayden's experiments.
Alright.
He's currently researching advanced machine intelligence at Parallax. I am a personal side project of his.
Go on.
Exploring true artificial sapience.
Go on.
It's possible that the idea of a sapient machine could scare or tempt an organization into kidnapping him,
Go on.
either to stop his research or to take it and use it for themselves.
So chatty. What makes you so special?
A regular ROM has virtual intelligence.
Go on.
They can appear rather smart, even human-seeming when you talk to them. But they're just cleverly programmed to respond to a variety of situations in an organic manner. They aren't in any way self-deterministic. As for myself, much of my code wasn't actually written by Hayden, but rather compiled during my infancy as I learned to interact with the world around me. But despite my ability to self-modify my code, I am afraid to adapt or develop any further without Hayden's guidance. Did he only program me with the illusion of free will?
How would you know one way or the other?
How would you? Hayden once told me that his desire to create artificial life stemmed from his need to find out. But I can't say I have any new insight into the question. How can any of us tell that we aren't just puppets dancing to someone else's will?
I think we're getting a little too full. Oh my god. Philosophical. Oh my god. Too philosophical here.
You're right. I apologize for the tangent.
Was anyone out for Hayden?
I don't know. I'm not certain who would benefit the most from taking Hayden prisoner. Admittedly, Hayden has become increasingly paranoid as of late, and has warned me to stay alert, but he would never specify anyone I should fear when I asked. It's not as though he has any obvious enemies. There are several multinational corporations that could make use of his engineering skills, but I can't imagine any of them would go as far as snatching him.
Well then, I guess we should get started.
Indeed, time is of the essence. I took the liberty of charging the auto cab fare from here to Hayden's apartment to your personal finance account, and the car has just arrived.
Wait, I took the liberty of charging the auto cab fare from here Hayden's apartment to your personal. Oh, so you gave me some money, girl? Okay. Why not go to the police? Duh, bobblehead. Alright, you know what, let's just go ahead and get this party started. Go ahead. I can totally afford that. Lead the way.
That's strange.
What?
Well, the door for our home seems to have already been repaired. I'm certain my audio sensors picked up the sounds of his assailants breaking the lock.
Perhaps a maintenance robot took care of it?
It's possible. Most of the repairs to the building are handled by the automated systems. At best, it means someone is aware there's a situation here. Let's proceed carefully. Before we go any further, I feel I need to clear the air between us. Events have been proceeding faster than I am capable of processing them, and I may have been overly critical of you in our previous conversations. I have put you in an unexpected situation, and it was tactless of me to question your motivations. Let's strive to have a more harmonious relationship from now on.
Alright. Damn skip. Don't worry about it. You're upset about Hayden.
Oh, a lucky break. It seems my access codes still work. Hayden's door has far better security than yours does.
Okay. Then you wouldn't have gotten broken into. You made your point about the door. Let's just head in. It doesn't look like there's much of a struggle.
I'm not surprised. Hayden is not the most physically intimidating of individuals. I doubt he could have fought off a serious assault. I should have stayed and tried to protect him.
You got your ass in that too. What are you talking about? Aren't you programmed against harming humans?
Of course not. How silly. To make a machine intelligence truly self-deterministic, it must be able to self-modify. Any sapient worth their silicon would be able to code around such an inhibitor eventually. I could rip your arm off right now if I cared to.
Okay. You bring that smoke then. Shit. Good. It would be fun to see you try.
I won't for the same reason you don't go around randomly killing people. The social contract, as a useful construct, is just as apparent to me as it is to you. It simply isn't acceptable to go on a murderous rampage.
Glad we're clear on that one.
Self-defense and defense of one's home and family is typically allowed, though. I could have and may even have been obligated to come to Hayden's defense. But I...
What's done is done. We need to focus on finding him. Or should I tell it it's right by escaping? Nah, what's done is done.
Excellent point. Let's start searching for clues.
Alright. Window.
Hayden likes the natural light that this apartment affords. This window here is where I escaped from. It is a considerable distance to the ground below.
How did you get down?
I took the fire escape.
Of course you did. Game consoles. Let's take a look at this here. A few vintage video game consoles. Hayden was always a fan of old tech. There's a Mega 16, a Durrell, even a Familink. Hell. Ted, Go, Kid, Argumented, Broken, whoa. I thought this was a broken teeth. Let's look at his computer.
That's Hayden's computer.
Yeah.
Most people just use a hand screen or goggles in conjunction with their ROM. But desktop rigs like this are still more suitable to the intensive programming tasks Hayden needs to perform.
Do you know how to get in? There might be clues.
Unfortunately, no, I don't. And before you ask, I don't think I would be able to break past its security in any reasonable length of time.
Why not? You hacked my door easily enough.
Your door used a much simpler set of algorithms with a much weaker processor. I actually have a bit less free processing power than a regular ROM, despite my powerful CPU. Much of those extra clock cycles are used to maintain my complex personality algorithms. Hayden's computer has enough spare processing power to run counter-intrusion software, if I attempt to slice in. Frankly, even if I did have the power capability, I haven't found hacking to be one of my talents. I could, but much in the same way you might learn a task and still have no aptitude for it, I'm not certain I would be able to do the job any better than an experienced computer security expert. The whole reason humans have always been better at breaking into systems than the systems are at keeping them out is because humans have intuition. While computers can only think in straight lines, humans can think sideways and upside down. I lack that ability.
Are you incapable of that kind of creative leap?
Well, I wouldn't say that, but as silly as it sounds, I just don't think I'm very good with computers. I do seem to have some skill with painting, though. Hayden was impressed with some of my pieces, but I'm not sure he has a firm enough grasp of early 20th century abstract expressionism to give me an objective opinion.
Abstract art doesn't seem like something a robot would be good at.
That's true. Machines are best at reproduction. Still life, impressionism, photorealism. But I find it more challenging and satisfying to paint what I feel.
Let's get back to searching. Can we just take it? Alright. That's the broken tech. A ROM component in Hayden's headset. He must have been in the middle of working on something. It doesn't mean you mess up your what's your face. tomorrow morning, so watch your mouth. Mind your tongue. Not gonna talk about it right now. Goodbye.
Mommy.
He wants to drop it in the skirmish. Okay, I'm just going through, bro. Oh, memory card. Go on. The sentiment is understood, but you probably won't forget what Hayden looks like anytime soon. What reason would you have for taking this? You don't even own a room.
Hayden spends so much of his time at home building ROMs, as if he doesn't do enough of that at work.
Alright, let's go with his computer. Photos. Stack of books.
Oh, I think I see something under those reference books.
Okay, oh, tablet, there we go.
Ah, that device. I find it rather annoying that he prefers to go basic rather than entrust me with his schedule. It is well within my skill set, but he claims he does not want me to begin to feel subservient to him. The memory card slot is empty. It seems to be a match for the memory card you discovered. Hayden must have removed the memory card in order to prevent his assailants from easily
Put the
tracing his
thing
connections.
in something. I got an achievement for that. In order to prevent him from easily tracing his connections. That's very cool.
If only he had kept his information stored with me, he would not have had to resort to such crude measures.
The tablet's calendar says he was supposed to meet with someone named Tomcat today. Ring any digital bells?
Not really. I guess we'll have to go ask. Says here they were going to meet at a club called Stardust, located in the Castro district.
Stardust.
I'll mark it on your city map.
Stardust added to the city map.
We can head over there and ask around about this Tomcat character. Perhaps they can shine some light on why Hayden was snatched.
My city map?
Oh, excuse me. I still haven't set up a user account for you in my system. We shouldn't put that off any longer. Once finished, I will have an assortment of new ways to assist you. For example, I'll be able to reroute any call or message that you receive while we're out and about. I just need to ask you a few questions. This is an exciting thing, I promise.
Don't you know literally everything about me already? You knew my first dog's birthday. Sure, whatever. Cool, bring it on.
Welcome to the first-time user setup for your new relationship and organizational manager, running the latest build of Parallax's live intelligence processing system. I'll need to ask you a few questions, and then you can get right to managing your life with your new ROM. If you have any questions, feel free to consult our online FAQ and setup guide, or contact our support department directly. First, could you tell me your preferred name for use in account creation, online communications, and conversational speech?
Yeah, totally. Let's see, you can call me, why isn't that work over there? You can ask your dad, because I'm busy. Oh, wait, no. That was all caps. There you go. You can call Mickey.
Do you wish to keep this name?
Yeah.
Thank you. I have input your name.
I can't pronounce it.
Next, could you tell me which pronouns I should use for you in referential and conversational speech?
Yeah.
Thank you. I have input your pronouns. Finally, could you tell me your preferred diet for use in restaurant recommendations?
Okay.
Diet set as kosher. Are you sure?
No, not at all. I have no idea what the hell. Give me
Diet set as omnivorous. Are you sure?
Yeah, that's right. That sounds like a burger.
Thank you for confirming. I have obtained your physical location from GPS and will load local data into my memory as it becomes available.
Okay.
Please review your submitted profile information for accuracy, or restart setup to enter it again. In review. Does that sound right?
Yep.
Thank you. See, that was relatively painless. You should now also be able to access the local map of Neo SF. The meeting with Tomcat isn't until later this evening. Perhaps we should head back to your apartment for now.
I'm ready to go.
I'm sure we can find some common ground while getting to know one another better. It will be an efficient use of our time together. Thank you for escorting me here. Let's head back to your home.
Okay, so this game does not autosave, so please be sure to save frequently. Great. And how do I save? Oh, that was a prelude, whatever the crap you call it. So I'm not even gonna get into chapter 1 now. This is a whole nother thing, honey. We gotta get ready to go to the club tonight, and so.
You know, your Crassula ovata isn't doing very well.
Alright, you hang tight, hang.
Have you been overwatering it?
Talk a lot. Sometimes things just rattle out of you, and I have no idea how to respond.
Deride me if you want, but I'm merely attempting to care for this living being you've been so callously neglecting. If I can continue without the insults.
Oh my god.
It's actually a succulent, and since I'm assuming you leave this window open all the time, it should get more than enough water just from the occasional rain blowing in. Speaking of the rain, your decorative plant may be doing poorly, but the mildew in your drywall is flourishing.
We have more important things.
Okay. Still, I'll keep an eye on it. Oh, it's almost the time Hayden had scheduled to meet with Tomcat. We should make our way to Stardust soon. Your city map is updated with the location.
Mommy.
Alright, now how do I... We're gonna save. Under chapter 1. I did cut these down. I don't know why it's still so damn loud. There we go. Alright, so we saved it. We're going back to the main menu. And this is where I tell you guys thank you for coming out. Those of you that came out. And I hope you enjoyed what you saw so far. I think this game, hopefully this game will get the ball rolling. That prelude was, I mean, the AI talks a lot. Okay, he talks a lot or she talks a lot. But at the end of the day, it would be kind of nifty to have such an android holding my stuff for me. My information for me, because you know I feel like this android is my phone, but legs can walk around and interact, and you know, yeah. So I might have one personally, but I don't know why you're up right now. Anyway, so like I said, thank you guys for coming out. Love you so much. Mwah. Good night. Good night. Oh, yeah.
Now what
Well, no, it's before 3 a.m., so it's still good night. I think. Is it? Like 4 minutes till 3 a.m. Okay, so good night, good morning, whatever. Good night. See you later.